If you are new here, my name is Laurel. I am a wife, mama, spoonie, and writer. I talk about those things in varying degrees on this channel, but mostly over the past couple years, it has been writing content. Today, I am here with my May reading wrap-up and my June TBR all in one video, just to make it a little bit more concise. So, let's get started. In May, I read a total of 5 books. 3 were fiction, 2 were nonfiction, with 1 being reference-ish. So I'm going to tell you what I read. The first fiction book that I finished was One Last Stop by Casey McKiston. I really liked it. I don't know why it took me so long to read this. The majority of fiction that I personally choose to read does fall within the 2S LGBTQIA+ umbrella. So I don't know why it took me so long to read this book when it was so hyped up last year, but I did really like it. I gave it 4 stars. The next fiction book I finished was Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Again, this book is right up my alley. I love those like rock and roll sort of centered books with a little bit of historical throwback. Taylor Jenkins Reid is really the only like historical that I read. But I really liked this one. I gave this one 4 stars as well. And just yesterday I finished Here's to Us by Becky Albertalli and Adam Silvera. Again, they're 2 of my favorite authors, so I don't know why it took me so long to read this book. I was waiting for it to come from the library, if we're gonna be real. But yes, amazing. Another 4 star for me. And then the 2 nonfiction that I read, love that story, Observations from a Gorgeously Queer Life by Jonathan Van Ness. I absolutely love him. I loved his first book, and this book was great as well. And then the other one I actually have a physical copy of, imagine that, was the witchcraft book that I read this month, which was The Crooked Path, An Introduction to Traditional Witchcraft by Keldon. It's a really good book if it's what you're looking for. I am not someone who follows the traditional path, so it wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but I knew that going in. Definitely a 4 star book if this is the kind of info that you're looking for. So those are the 5 books that I read in May. Everything I think was a 4 star, so pretty good reading month. Let's get into June and what I plan to read. So my June TBR is a little bit longer, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Something I do want to address though, I know lots of people are putting out Pride Month book lists for people who want to read like an entirely queer selection for June. Personally, as I said earlier, the majority of fiction that I read, I choose queer books over anything else. Diversity is really important to me, being a queer person myself, as well as diversity in terms of race, culture, and especially disability, as I am also disabled. So I typically only read diverse books. So I don't really feel compelled to make an entirely 100% queer Pride book list for June. That's what I read 90% of the time anyway. So you'll notice some of these are queer, some of them aren't. That's just the way it's gonna go for June. So something that I have been needing to read for forever now is History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. I cannot wait to dive into this. When I read the first Adam Silvera book I read was They Both Die at the End, and that book destroyed me. It hurt me to my core. And since then, I think I read that last July or August maybe. Since I've read that book, I've been afraid to pick up another Adam Silvera because I feel like he's probably going to do the same thing in every single book. His books that he writes with Becky Albertalli obviously aren't as brutal, but yeah, so I've been afraid to pick up any of his other books, and I'm finally just gonna dive into this one this month. So that's the first one I'm gonna read. I also am going to read All That's Left of the World by Eric J. Brown. I had an Audible credit, so I figured I might as well intentionally pick a newer queer book to read in June. So that was what I chose. I'm really excited about that. Also, I'm going to read The House in the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. That is coming in from the library in just a few days here, so I will be reading that one for sure. A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. I had planned to read this last summer and I never got around to it. And now my husband and I are going, as I mentioned in my last video, I think, going on a road trip to Salem, Massachusetts this week. Super excited. So we're gonna have, just from the driving there and back alone, without all the commuting in between all the places we're going, we're gonna have like 18 plus hours of time in the car. So we wanted to try and pick a book that we would both enjoy, that we could listen to and alternate with music, so we hadn't like gone through our entire Apple Music halfway there, you know what I mean? So neither of us are really like super duper stoked about this book, but we're both kind of thinking maybe it'll be okay. It's got really great reviews, so I'm sure it'll be good. So that's what we've picked for now. That'll probably only take us like the way down, and then we may try and come up with another one for the way back. We'll have to see how it goes. So that's on my list. Then for nonfiction reference type books, I started this one for the second time. I have read this once already. I don't think I got all the way through. I restarted this in May because I am diving into a new novel shortly. So I'm gonna brush up on this. That is The Complete Handbook of Novel Writing by Writer's Digest. Then my witchy books for the month, I need to read Midsummer by Deborah Blake before Midsummer, or Letha, which is on the 21st. These are quick little reads. They've got like spells and stuff like that, ideas for how to celebrate Midsummer. So I need to read that one. That'll only take me one day. I'll get through that. And then I also started Wild Magical Soul by Monica Crossan in May. So I need to finish that up as well. So that is my June TBR. That is what I read in May. Was really hoping that I could chug this out quickly. And I also am going to film TikToks for each of those. If you don't know, I just started posting author talk, writer talk, book talk, all the things on my TikTok account that was formerly just me throwing axes. If you don't know, that is my other part-time job, and my hobby is that I am an axe throwing coach and I throw axes in league and that sort of thing. So formerly that's what I was posting on there. Now I'm trying to dive into sort of this author talk space to supplement my YouTube videos and my Instagram and all of that, and having a lot of fun over there. So I will make sure that that account is linked down below. Please go follow me. Let me know what kind of author talk videos you want me to post over there. And I'm going to get to filming this again in short form. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, friends.